impact in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life, life. Give me a break, need another life.
On the eve of today's match, Arsenal made their second signing of the window in the form of Bournemouth goalkeeper Umberto Neto on loan, as it looks like Aaron Ramsdale is going the other way. Today's match is Villa against Arsenal at Villa Park, live next. Welcome to Villa Park. Well, it's not often we get a potential 6-pointer, but for game 2 of the season we might be just having it. Aston Villa now Champions League participants for the 24-25 season, and now under the manager Unai Emery, who has worked wonders with this team since, ironically, leaving Arsenal. And then Arteta obviously working his magic to win that FA Cup later in the year. And now both teams are in the Champions League, and as we said, a vital 6-pointer here, even though it could be game 2. This could be an absolute classic. Emery probably to prove a point, Arteta still to prove maybe a few doubters wrong, even though, let's be honest, Arsenal in the most purple vein of form they've been in for some time. And they celebrated a signing this morning, but not the one you would expect. Umberto Neto, the goalkeeper, has actually been signed on loan from Bournemouth, and there are rumours that Aaron Ramsdale could be going the other way on a purchase deal. We'll watch this space, but it looks like Aaron Ramsdale's Arsenal career might virtually be over now Neto is in. Let's take a look at the Villa side. Of course, Martinez is in goal today with Cash Konza, Pau Torres and Alex Moreno. Onana, not to be confused with Andre Onana, is in the midfield, and of course the main man up top for them today, Ollie Watkins. And there's a couple of changes from the Arsenal side that won the first game of the season. Tierney is actually preferred to Zinchenko, and Jorginho is in the midfield today. It's the same front three, and of course, as we said, the new signing, loanee Umberto Neto, makes the bench immediately. And as we said, that virtually confirms that Aaron Ramsdale's Arsenal career is pretty much over. And now we'll have to see if Arsenal want a permanent replacement, because this is only a loan deal, maybe till the end of the season. And of course, the only other goalkeeper they've got is Helm on loan at the moment. So virtually, they've got one permanent goalkeeper on their books at the moment. Neto will probably play in the lesser matches and certainly even in the cup ones, because David Raya had a stunning start to the season against Wolves, didn't he? He's unfortunately let in a penalty that he saved, but he saved the rest, including that awesome double save at the start of the match. Pau Torres is going to be the main man at the back. Such a big name that was looking to go to Arsenal and the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United early on, but he ended up at Aston Villa instead. And it's fair to say that Unai Emery has made a plethora of really good signings thus far, and this Villa team has been thriving. And I'm sure my good friend Mers YT13 is watching the stands today with anticipation, although he might not like this. Kai Havertz already kind of trying to burst into the box. He's held the ball up really well. Havertz to shoot, and Martinez makes a save. Can Bukayo Saka bring it back in? Yes, he can. It's fallen to Jorginho, and it's a goal already. 5 minutes in, and Jorginho has already scored for Arsenal. 1-0 lead, and Arteta, once again, his team is right out of the block swinging. He did that in the second half. I'm going to go for it. And I'm not sure whether this was a pass or a shot from Bukayo Saka. Only he'll know, but I think it'll be credited with the assist. It might have actually taken a deflection on the way through. but no matter how you draw that up, it's a goal early on for Arsenal. And we were saying at the beginning of the season that they needed goals. Jorginho, to be fair, is probably the most unlikely source. But fans and Arteta will certainly take it. We've already played 5 minutes. Aston Villa behind already by a goal to nil. And it's the most unlikely scorers. It's Jorginho. And he's already on the attack there, but Declan Rice immediately deals with that. So Paul Tierney is back in the squad after a bit of an absence. And Leandro Trossard makes the start today ahead of Gabriel Martinelli. That's the other kind of noticeable change. Emilio Martinez, well, it's very unfortunate for him, really. A very capable keeper in his own right. But when Unai Emery was there before, I think he had Vortrick Chesney starting ahead of him at the time. And he was never really able to get a hold into the squad, at the time. But now he's thriving in Aston Villa, but unfortunately he's already conceded an early goal. Bailey's fouled Ollie Watkins though, and Raider's going to shoot. And Bueda, and he put a shot there. That made David Raya think a little bit. And that's a lot of space to be giving up from Saliba and Gabriel, but fortunately for Arsenal, he wasn't able to put in the back of the net. Well, Leon Bailey had so much space down there. And I don't think Watkins had all the confidence to take it on, but Bermuda certainly did. And now Arsenal back on the ball with Tierney already. Oh, and Odegaard's lost it. And already Aston Villa pressing Arsenal hard here early on. Watkins! And it was probably harmless. But Watkins go for the spectacular there. Well, he'll be happy with his start to the season. A win against Wolves. And early on ahead here, Mikel Arteta needs to prove some people that have been saying maybe Arsenal have finished striker's position, and they are. But as long as Mikel Arteta can get these kind of goals from the most unlikely of sources, I don't think anyone will really mind too much. Tierney to Odegaard. Here is Jorginho, the goal scorer, and look how much space Arsenal have here. Saka was forced to retreat a little bit. He went back to Declan Rice. Now here's Ben White. And now Saka, who may be credited with the assist, I'm not sure. Here's Havertz. And good save by Martinez. Matty Cash going round, I think that's Trossard. And here's Bailey again. And here's Bueda. And now Watkins. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment. Ollie Watkins stopped dead in his tracks by Saliba. Havertz is probably a lot further back than you'd probably expect him. I think Arteta has played the false 9 role a couple of times. And maybe the likes of Alexander Isak could be what Arsenal need. We are hearing rumours, possibly, of Newcastle having to make a couple of sellings to possibly comply with the new Premier League financial rules, the PSR rulings, and maybe Newcastle will have to make a selling in case of that to comply with those rules. So if that is the case, is Isak on that book to be let go of? And will he go to Arsenal if he is? Well, that would be some real hot signing for Mikel Arteta, and it might be exactly what he needs. I'm sure he's keeping an eye on things at Newcastle United. Such a shame, really. Newcastle compiled such a good squad, but possible issues with future PSR rulings could rule them out. I don't think it's going to affect Newcastle that much. They will lose a star-studded striker in Alexander Isak. There's no mention, real getting away from that, but the rest of the squad could definitely fill the void in their own right, particularly Anthony Gordon. And Odegaard with his free kick. And then Martinez save, and Kai Havertz there is clutching his shoulder, so it looks like he's had a collision somewhere. So I'm sure that'll be something else Arteta is thinking about. So yeah, maybe potential financial compliancy with Newcastle United. They have spent a lot of money since the takeover, and it's not a thing that Newcastle do. Every team has to do it. If they are maybe not complying with the financial regulations. And we all know the Manchester City saga that's been going on for some time now, and all their possible financial breaches over the last decade. So it's not just a Newcastle United thing, but what a blow that would be if they had to lose Isak, such a prized asset. Havertz has brought it down, but he's certainly struggling early on. Saka makes a save from Martinez. Arsenal on the front foot immediately here, and they're certainly in the ascendancy right now. They know how gritty and determined this Villa side is. And here's Alex Moreno to Jaden here on the other side. And I think Moreno kept moving, he did. And here's Ollie Watkins. Good save by Raya again. Well, he may have conceded the penalty against Wolves, but as long as he makes the more important ones, it won't matter. And that's the ones that don't let in more goals. I think this might be Bailey with the corner. It certainly is. It's headed out to Onana. And here comes Bermuda. And Mikel Arteta, probably an emergency substitution here. He's taking off Kai Havertz for Eddie Nketiah. And Nketiah, well, he's under transfer speculation possibly for Crystal Palace. And maybe that would be to maybe get some funds in to get the Isak transfer done, if that's where Arsenal are going. Ramsdale's been rumoured to go to Bournemouth, and he started out there, so that would be an interesting story. Another interesting story brewing over the week is the possible sale of Thomas Partey. So, as we said earlier, it's not just Newcastle that are having to maybe offload a few assets. Maybe Arsenal are doing a couple with Partey and particularly Ramsdale. But maybe that's just to add the funds to maybe go in for Isak. It's not like Newcastle are going to make it easy for them. It's going to be a major, major price tag if that's the case. They won't want to let it go of Isak if they can help it. But as we said, maybe even without all this kind of shuffling around Newcastle may have to do, if that is the case, will the lure of a top four side, even though Newcastle United almost are one by a degree, but maybe a consistent top four side and title challenger, as Arsenal have been the last couple of seasons, it might put Isak on trial to North London anyway. Bukayo Saka is a great save by Martinez. The last line of defence, Saka absolutely cutting through like a knife through butter. He just could not get the final shot. That's a good save by Martinez. Makes himself big. And it's out for an Arsenal corner, which Saka is going to go take right now. You have to say, Arsenal very early on, getting all the shots on the board here. Villa are threatening though. Saka with the corner, headed in by Saliba. Did that come off Moreno? And if it did, it'll be another corner. Next for Aston Villa will be the newly promoted Leicester City. Oh man, are we happy to see them back after that sad relegation a couple of seasons back, I believe it was. And that was, I think, about a season or two after they memorably won the Premier League for the first time in their history. A wonderful, wonderful year of football that was. Any fan of any rival club could appreciate that, and I know I did. As we were kind of, and I say we as a Manchester United player, of course, hold on his autograph, but Connor has got there. Yeah, I was a Manchester United player at the time, and when we were kind of out of a title race, I was literally cheering the Minnows on that year. We all love an underdog story, me included. And that was a wonderful, wonderful story for the Premier League. It's just sad that it all ended in kind of turmoil with relegation. And of course, even before then, the sad passing of the owner. I think it was even the same year or the year before, of course, in that helicopter crash. Nketiah has found Saka! And Martinez has made a good save again. And cleared by Pau Torres. James got a lot of space out here. Here's Bermuda. Here is Moreno making some darting runs forward for the right back position, and Watkins was just wide. That's the threat Villa possess. And Raya had that covered, I think. And Alex Moreno really is up for this at the moment, because he's the one making the runs up the field from the right back position. I think it would be his left, actually, or Villa's left. Here's Bailey. Bailey will shoot, and again, like earlier, probably a bit more he can shoot there. Lane was up in lights. Oh, it's not far, you know. It's actually a very decent effort by Bailey, to be fair. Well, they're making Raya work for it. And they're making him think about a couple of things too. That's what you have to do with this Arsenal side. You know they might be lacking in the goals department, so keep attacking them if you can. At least for the moment. But with Isak on board, that could absolutely change everything. Of course, there are other rumours of maybe Kahuna or Benjamin Sesko as well, who has been an Arsenal target for some time. But if you can land Alexander Isak under all that Newcastle may have to offload, you're going to go for it. And we'll know more at the Emirates Stadium next time out. They'll be facing Brighton. I believe deadline day will be either the same day or the day after. So this is going to be a crucial week for Arsenal now. Can they make that star-studded signing that they so desperately need, especially when it comes to up front? Speaking of which, here's Eddie Nketiah. That's another good save by Martinez. I think Nketiah got his legs crossed there a little bit. He probably lessened the power in the shot. Saliba, good header forward. Here's Trossard. And Martinez has saved again. It's going to be a story of the goalkeepers again, it looks like. Well, we've not been one short of goal malfunction, that's for sure. It's just Raya and Martinez are on good form. But unfortunately for Martinez, he did concede that goal very early on. Nice to Jorginho, the goal scorer. Cut out by Barracuda. And Magic Cash kicks the ball for the last action of the first half. And Arsenal are in front by a goal to nil. The most unlikely of scorers in Jorginho. But they will certainly take it. After that, it's been all about good saves from the goalkeepers, keeping the score as it is. Villa 0. Arsenal wanted the break here at Villa Park. Welcome back to Villa Park as we kick off the second half with Villa on the ball. We've of course swapped sides and we're back to restart the game. So, Arsenal up by a goal to nil, and that's the only goal that was scored. And as we said at the end of the first half, after that, it was all about the goalkeepers. Oh, and Raya has made another good save there. And it's all about them. Martinez and Raya, very capable goalkeepers on both sides. And as we said, this could be a very early 6-pointer, as it is a bit of a top 4 clash. Top 4 from last season, that is. Both of these teams making the Champions League places, of course. Here's Alex Moreno, who's been making some great runs so far for Villa today. But he's cut out immediately by his opposite number, Ben White there. Here's Onana. Bermuda. No relation to Andre Onana, I'm told. Moreno's cut in. Oh, a bit more they could chew there. Probably should have looked for a teammate, perhaps. And McGinn's coming on. Early Villa substitution. And Ray making it 5 minutes off the start of the second half. Strangely enough. And, who's the man that went off there? I think it's Moreno by the looks of it. No, it's Philogene, my apologies. I think it's Michael McGinn. Let's come on. Oh, Nketiah has gone down. Probably a few appeals for a foul there, but play goes on. And I think it's McGinn who had a lot of space and then kind of lost his footing. But here's Bermuda. Villa still forward. Bailey! And Bailey's missed. Oh, will Villa grow to rue these chances? They've been some good ones. Right now, been pretty wasteful, to be fair. And as you saw in the background there, Arsenal's newest acquisition, Roberto Neto, on loan from, I believe it's Bournemouth. And as we said at the top of the show, Aaron Ramsdale could be going the other way on a purchase side. And rumours of an early fee of £26 million possibly. And that would do very well for Arsenal's future possible signings. And of course, we've heard all the stories so far this season. Mikel Moreno could be coming in. And of course, the latest rumour is Alexander Isak having to be offloaded by Newcastle United to comply with the PSR rulings. And will Arsenal be right in there to capitalise on that possible opportunity? You have to think they would. You know, the striker position, they are a bit thin. For an out-and-out striker, that is. They do have Jesus, of course. Havertz is more of a makeshift striker. He went off earlier. He was clutching his elbow and his arm a lot, so Arteta's taken him off as a precaution. Let's hope it's nothing too serious for Havertz and see him back soon. Such an integral part of this side. Came in for big money at the time. He's more than proven his worth. As has this man, Leandro Trossard, came over from Brighton a season ago, I believe. He's still on the ball. He's got a good save there from Martinez. And Trossard starting over Martinelli today. And getting off an early shot there. Here's Declan Rice with the resulting corner. We hear Bermuda is struggling. And we'll keep an eye on that. Nana. And Gutierrez. Here is McGinn, and he's pulled it out for a throw. Oh, an hour gone here, and the game in terms of goals has fizzled out a bit, but Arsenal will certainly take it as they have the lead at the moment. Again, a bit of a carelessness with the ball for Arsenal. They don't look overly comfortable in possession here right now. At least when they do lose the ball, they're almost immediately trying to get it back again. Although Moreno is causing a headache or two. And here's Bermuda. And he's got so much space, he's put it in. And he went to celebrate, but then went to pick up the ball instead. And Bermuda has equalised for Aston Villa. Arsenal caught asleep here. Too much space. Not the greatest of defending. Gabriel probably could have done better as well. And maybe Raya could as well, but it was a goodly placed shot by Bermuda, to be fair. Unai Emery will take that. And as I said against Wolves, maybe Unai Emery deserved a bit more time at Arsenal to get his plans through. He was let go of for Mikel Arteta, and for both men, it proved to be a pretty good thing for both men in hindsight. And for Villa, they certainly got a good end of the deal themselves. Now they're in the Champions League. Saka, tackled by Moreno, who's been brilliant so far for Aston Villa. Definitely the most lively player on the pitch. That's a good tackle there by Pau Torres. Here's Bermuda again. Watkins. Now Villa. Getting into the game a bit now. Trossard, Moreno and Torres keeping the ball there. Moreno's been brilliant. Now he's making another run at them. Cut out there by Saliba. Saka trying to link up with Rice there. And Arsenal having to probably play a bit of tiki-taka at the moment. You can only get some real short passes off. Here comes Martin Odegaard in the box, and Torres deals with it. Here's Bailey. It's certainly been a very even game so far, and very entertaining end-to-end stuff all the way through. And that was Watkins, and again he's wide. And now Bermuda will be coming on for Telemans in the substitution. And Mikel Arteta immediately responds. Double substitution, Jorginho, their goal scorer, is going off for Fabio Vieira for his first appearance of the season. And it's Zinchenko that's come on for Ben White as a bit of a shake-up to the back four. It could be proved to be a good move there by Arteta. Ben White's been rather non-existent in this game. He's not really had a lot to do, but it's not really necessarily his fault. Tielemans with an early shot, and it's too easy for Raya to gather, to be fair. There's Tierney to Martin Odegaard. Another good tackle. Arsenal seem to be a bit slow, and I think they had that in some cases against Wolves too. A much slower build-up. And a lot of like tiki-taka style football. It's not altogether working. Just to keep losing the ball like that. And Watkins is blocked out by Saliba, who is a real like colossus defender for sure. I'm going to get round him. You have to be up very early in the morning to do that. Nketiah picks out Trossard. Arsenal coming forward with some intensity here, and Trossard again. It's just too slow. I think the false nine isn't working right now. It might be something Arteta might have to think about. Because obviously the false nine is in terms of Havertz, but Havertz is off now. You'd think Nketiah would push forward a little bit more. They're making a substitution. Anana puts it out to Bailey. Oh, Bailey, great first touch, great touch. And now he's got all the wing to run at. Dekendok has come on. Gabriel gathers it. And is Reyes supposed to be gathering that? The referee lets play go on, but question maybe of whether that should have been a penalty. And maybe it should have. Because I don't think the Villa player touched it, so in essence, that probably was more of a back pass. It was an unintentional back pass. Maybe it was an unnatural kind of touch that Gabriel took there, and maybe the referee's giving the benefit of the doubt on that one. Here's Saka. You know, he can explode at a moment's notice. Aston Villa need to be wary of that if they get the ball to him. Watkins. Tackled by Saliba. Saka. Saka trying to probably find Nketiah. He found Konka instead. Again. Again, going to put it in. He is. It's going to fall to Moreno. That would have been a superb goal for a great performance. Because Alex Moreno has been superb. He has covered every blade of grass in this game with some fantastic runs from the wing-back position. Dekendoa, the newly come-on sub. And Moreno's cut out by Saliba. And he won't be the last player to be done that this year. Oh, look at all the space Saka has. He's got to score, surely. Bukayo Saka makes it 2-1. And Villa were asleep. You cannot give Saka that much space. And now, with 8 minutes to go, it could be game over. Torres is never going to catch it. And Villa, just a big gaping hole for Saka to run into. And he makes good. Well, it's not the out-and-out strikers getting the goals, but they're getting goals at least. It's a good sign, isn't it? Villa 1, Arsenal 2. And you have to say, with 7 minutes left, that could be the game winner. Brilliant goal by Saka, but pretty poor defending from Villa, really. That's the gaping hole for him to run into. You don't give Saka that opportunity because he will make you pay all day long. And Nketiah was trying to find... I'm not sure who that was, actually. Oh, here's Matty Cash with a ball in. Watkins! Oh, it's in off the post! Now, I wonder what happened there. I'm not sure if Watkins missed it. Let's have a look on this replay. It's a great cross from Matty Cash, to be fair. It's definitely an attempt. Watkins And Watkins got his head to that, I think. Is there a hint of handball in there? I think it would have been very harsh if it had been given, to be fair. Well, we had a bit of a problem with the game there. It looks like the ball had, it looked like it was an actual header from Ollie Watkins that the game said had gone through his body and hit his shoulder. That's a strange one. But the referee has given them the benefit of the doubt, and, well, it's 2-2 here. Like we said, it's a 6-pointer. It's Vieira. I think it's come up earlier, but let's hope Arsenal don't give this up. Moreno is going to be pulled back for the foul. It's going to be a free kick. Well, that's a crucial goal for Aston Villa, but there will be questions over whether it should have stood. I don't think it was intentional handball from Watkins. If anything, it hit his head onto his shoulder, and there was nothing he could do. So I think the referee did the right thing in allowing the goal. To be fair, Odegaard takes the free kick. It's off Moreno, who's done brilliantly all afternoon. Odegaard with the cross in as he cash heads away. And we are just about to enter the added on time at the end of the second half. It's been 2-2 here. It's brewed into a bit of a classic, to be fair. 5 minutes for either one of these teams to grab maybe a late goal. It's Arsenal looking the more threatening at the moment. Fabio Vieira is giving the ball away. Rather cheaply there, but Saka, of course, goes back and gets it. And now Saka's on the ball. Is he going to do another one of those blazing matey runs? He is. He's going to come one in, and he's going to score it. Bukayo Saka. What a late winner. And it's him again for Arsenal. And they know that that could be crucial. Oh, they call him the star boy for a good reason. Bukayo Saka's done brilliantly yet again. Look at this. Absolutely bending it like it was a free kick. Beautiful goal. Nothing Martinez could do about it. Bukayo Saka has done it again. Villa 2, Arsenal 3. 90 plus 3 minutes I think we're at now. 2 minutes to hold on for a vital win against a really tough and fierce opponent that Villa have proven to be today. It's lived up to the hype, that's for sure. Tielemans. One last throw with Aston Villa, perhaps. I think they've used all their substitutions. Zinchenko has it. Moreno, who's done brilliantly, as we've said. Man of the match for Villa, in any case. And that might go to Saka officially. And hooved away by Zinchenko. Saka's hobbling a bit. Well, here's Watkins. And surely there is going to be another twist. Watkins, great save for David Raya. Another great save. Well, Watkins did what Saka did earlier. And danced through everyone. But David Raya, once again, with another vital save. Bailey with the corner. Tielemans, I think, got there. Saka hits it away. And Arsenal grab the 3 points at Villa Park. It could prove to be crucial at the end of the season, even though we're in game 2. But boy, was Mikel Arteta made to work for it today by the man he replaced a few seasons ago. What a game. It lived up to the hype. 3-2 and 2 goals for Bukayo Saka. One in injury time that sealed it. Oh man, back and forth. Anyone could have won it. In the end, it was Arsenal that won it. But Villa gave them a good fight. Villa 2, Arsenal 3. So let's go through all today's scores and what that means to the table. Another win for Manchester United. 4-0 against Brighton. And City grabbing a 1-0 win at newly promoted Ipswich. West Ham 4, Crystal Palace 1. A thumping there. Fulham and newly promoted Leicester. I think that was a promotion clash, actually. No, actually it's not. But newly promoted Leicester did get a goals draw at Fulham. Southampton with the other promoted side. Now we got 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest. Spurs and Everton drew 2-2. So that means to the table that Manchester United lead on goal difference now. 2 ahead of Arsenal, Liverpool 3rd and Manchester City 4th. It's looking a bit more traditional now in the top 4, but Manchester United proved to be the unlikely leaders. Newcastle United 5th, followed by West Ham United, Aston Villa in 7th, followed by the not new side Brentford, but they are a bit of an established outfit now in the Premier League, and they actually lost 2-1 against Newcastle United, actually. No, that's Bournemouth, my apologies. I think there was another 2 late scores, wasn't there? So Wolves drew against Chelsea, Newcastle United won at Bournemouth, and Liverpool won at Brentford. So that's what we're seeing now. They were later scores that came in later on. So we're down to 8th. So Southampton, actually, despite the loss, are actually up to 9th ahead of Brighton now, who complete the top 10. Spurs having a bit of a dismal start to the season, down 11th, only on 2 points, level with Leicester City. Bournemouth only on a point in 13th, followed by Nottingham Forest. Fulham are 15th. Chelsea still down in 16th after 2, but there's only been 2 games played. Wolves 17th, also on a point. A lot of point scorers, Everton being one of them in 18th in the relegation zone with Ipswich, and Crystal Palace. It's a cruel baptism of fire as they have yet to score. But of course, there's only been 2 games played so far.